All right, episode 7. That's how we start off every Valley Boys episode. I am your host, Dave Weasel. Let's get this shit over with. Join with me, unfortunately, is my assistant, Brandon Collins, who's been downgraded this week from sidekick because he fucking ate off my plate again, despite me telling him to keep his greasy mitts off my food.
I'm sorry. Are you done degrading me yet?
Nope.
I'm down at assistant, right?
No,
I've gotten all the way
That's
down
right.
there again.
Yeah, exactly. You know how everybody's shitting on Hollywood for degrading their assistants and treating them like garbage and verbally abusing them and...
Yeah, I would gladly trade places with him at this point.
But you know what? I'm nice enough to bring mine onto a fucking podcast because that's what you are. You're my assistant.
Oh, well, thank you, Dave.
So you can go and get me some chicken nuggets. Just don't put your fucking hands on them.
Oh, well, I'll put something else on him.
Oh, Brandon's secret sauce. Isn't that the kind of joke you're going to make?
Might be a joke, might not. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, assistant, we got a lot to cover here. So let's
get
start
started.
with this. So here in LA, everybody's mourning the loss of Kobe Bryant. How could you not? It's like for our Canadian pals, it would be like Wayne Gretzky dying. Kobe brought basketball back to LA, won championships. He played his whole career here.
Model citizen, family man, all that.
Exactly. It's just such a tragedy. And his daughter, so much promise. Weren't you saying that there was video showing where she's playing just like him?
Yeah, they would splice together like Kobe's signature, like turnaround, like fade jumper, like it was spliced with her, and she was hitting it like exactly like him at like 13 years old or however old she was, like 12,
Fucking
13.
amazing.
Yeah, like she was already well on her way to playing, pro ball at 13.
You know what my favorite story about that was? Someone said to Kobe, hey, you need to have a son so you can carry on the legacy. And she said, no, I got this.
Yeah.
Because Kobe's dad was a pro basketball player. Kobe was. And then they're like, well, you need a son. And she's like, nope. No, I got it. What a fucking tragedy, man. R.I.P. GG.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Kobe. All right. And so something that I found interesting. So obviously there was a outpouring of support, tributes all over the country, everywhere, every medium that you could find, including in the comedy world. And I wouldn't necessarily call this a tribute.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, exactly. So Mr. Ari Schaefer decided that on the day of, like 3 hours after this happened, that he's going to put a video out where he's talking about, Kobe, that piece of shit. He's a fucking, rapist. I'm glad he's dead. And like unironically.
And he said, I hate the Lakers.
Just a little
just
salt in the
checking
wound.
all the boxes of
Right. And like everybody
trolling.
Right. Like in comedy, like that's like nothing new, trying to make jokes about like the worst tragedies ever. That's nothing new. But like 3 hours after, doesn't that seem a little much? Like I understand he's a comedian trying to build content, trying to build a fan base and all that, but doesn't that seem like it's crossing some kind of line in comedy? I mean, you're the professional stand-up comedian. You've been doing it for years. Where's the line for you personally, like as a comedian?
Well, for me personally, I would never do that.
Okay.
There's all these lines out there that people cross or don't cross. I certainly would never make light of a tragedy or say horrific things just to get a reaction or whatever it is. He's got his own brand, and he's living up to. This is nothing new for Ari.
Well, no, yeah, I understand that, but
And I'm not making excuses for him.
Sure.
It's just I'm one of those people that, as a bleeding heart liberal, I'm always asked, oh, so this person made a joke about that. Like, let's crucify him. And I say, no, he's making a joke, like Dave Chappelle. So that just blew up. Everybody was talking about, so what's a joke, what's not a joke, what's okay to joke about, what's not okay to joke about. And I'm one of those people that says it's either all okay or none of it's okay. That's a lot of people feel that. A lot of people in comedy feel that way. And in a situation like this, your philosophy is tested because what exactly is the punchline here? He's going for a reaction. This is on his brand though. He does this. I don't know Ari. I've never once met him.
Yeah.
But I do know that this is nothing new for him.
But to this level, though, I mean, like, he's obviously a shock jock comedian. Like, he's just going, like, full fucking bore just to try to get a reaction, obviously. But, yeah, and that's the thing. If there's no punchline and there's, like, no joke, even as horrendous as it is, where to me, that kind of blurs the line of being comedy and just like being an asshole because you think you can get away with it because you're famous.
I get it. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I would almost argue that the punchline, maybe, again, like I said, I don't know Ari. I don't know what the hell's going through his head when he posted that. But perhaps the punchline is that it's satirizing the whole cancel culture thing. Because he said, fuck this guy. He's a rapist. I'm glad he's dead. There are a lot. It's not just him saying that. The only reason people are mad about it is because he's famous.
Sure.
There's a lot of people saying, hey, this guy was a rapist. Fuck him, just because he's good at sports ball. That's the word they all use when they want to mock sports. He's good at sports ball. Fuck him. He raped somebody, and he's kind of going along with that. Maybe I'm not making excuses for it. I would never fucking make a joke like that. And if anybody I knew let me know, hey, I'm going to say this, I'd say don't fucking do it.
Yeah,
like not just for the sake of your career, but for the sake of morality. Don't make that joke. That's disgusting. However, I think maybe that's what it is. It's a satire of that whole cancel culture. Because if you look up some of the replies that these people are getting, I've seen bleeding heart liberals like myself, like other comedians that are in my category of libtard, as you say.
Yes. That
have posted tributes to Kobe, and the replies have been, well, fuck him, he's a rapist. And even that, what was he? I mean, I did a little bit of research, and based on what I remember, the case was dismissed because she refused to testify.
Yeah, and there was a settlement.
So is he a rapist or is he an alleged rapist? If we're gonna talk about that,
okay. Well, in the eyes of the law, because you know me, rule of law and all that shit. Yeah, technically he has no rape conviction on his record. Now, in the court of public opinion, as O.J. Simpson found out, it's completely different when you get to the civil trial.
Right, and that's kind of where it depends how you look at it. Lost, one, because he paid her off, but he also didn't have to admit guilt, which to me signifies guilt. But maybe not. Because a guilty person and an innocent person with that kind of money would pay off somebody to make it go away.
Well, right, because I remember like after everything got settled, the payment was made out to her. I know his wife, Vanessa, got like a real nice, whatever it was, a $4 million diamond ring or something.
Yeah, I don't know
like
how
that.
they survive that, but...
Yeah. But
with Ari though, it's you have to look at someone's intent.
Yeah.
What was his intent? It was to say the most vile thing while people are at their most emotional, which is trolling. That's what he is. He's trolling. But I don't think. What are you going to do? You're going to cancel him? Or are you going to write a letter to Ari's boss? It's going to go, dear Ari's boss, Ari Schaefer.
Yeah, no,
I mean, fire yourself. Like,
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's not going to. Yeah, there's no boss to fire him, but yeah, in the court of public opinion, box office sales, and that's ultimately going to be what determines how this plays out.
Exactly. If you have a problem with him, which I understand a lot of people do, and I totally get that. That's a shitty joke. But if you got an issue with it, stop going to see him.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate punish. That's the judge and jury, or his ticket sales. But at the same time, there's enough people out there that are like, hey, what is this your first time on Ari's page?
Yeah.
Like, and then there's people out there that are like, I can't believe he did this. What else has this guy got? Oh my God, he's funny. I'm now a fan. Ask Ricky Gervais that. His Netflix special is the most watched special. And I'm not comparing Ricky to Ari. They're similar only in they've been crucified by the public for being quote unquote distasteful. Fuck, sorry, I still got the pneumonia.
Yeah, you all right over there, buddy?
Oh yeah.
All right.
No, anyways, with Ricky, it just put more eyes on him.
Yeah.
And people loved him.
Yeah, and he was already
got
super
more
famous
fans.
anyway.
Right, exactly. And now he's got the most watched special on the biggest platform that there is, all because people were talking about how much they don't like certain jokes.
Right.
And it's like, way to go. You just made him more famous. And I think that's what might happen with Ari. And again, I'm not defending him. I've never met him. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. And I'm not defending making those kind of jokes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a joke. And I hate saying that. But this is the hill I have to die on. Either it's all okay or none of it's okay. Even these dumb fucking jokes like this, I would think he's satirizing it. And here's another weird thing about Ari.
Okay.
So I've had comics, big time comedians, talk shit about other big time comedians. and I've never once heard anyone talk shit about Ari.
Like nothing bad about his character.
Nothing.
Like
Not even about his.
He steals money from people, anything like that. Like
nothing.
So like outside of his humor, squeaky clean human being, right? Just
as far as I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a guy. If he slips up in his personal life in the slightest way, then he's done.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a guy who needs to watch his P's and Q's. So something I noticed about him, because I wanted to see what's up with Ari. What did he do before? And I went on his Wikipedia page, and it was locked for consistent all these edits that people are making, vandalizing it. And man, he got some nasty shit on here. So
but yeah, and you had to expect that,
right?
Yeah, there's no way there's no way that being a comedian in LA, talking shit about probably one of the greatest assets to Los Angeles, that you're going to say that shit and get away with it scot-free. Like I heard people saying, like, man, I see that motherfucker on the streets, I'm going to fuck him up. So
right.
Like that's already starting to happen. And it's still early on, but eventually like that type of shit will happen. Like you're going to get death threats. You're going to have people coming up and like throwing shit at you.
People have tweeted that. They're like, I can't wait to see you at your next show, motherfucker.
Yeah, I guarantee you, the next time he's at the Comedy Store, wherever, like
there's going to be someone there to...
Fuck, they might even just rush the stage, start beating the shit out of him. Like, it's that bad. Like, like Kobe is that important to LA.
Exactly. And just going over some of his Wikipedia edits, I found them here.
Oh, God.
So one person added to his bio at the end of it, basically a piece of stomach-crawling garbage. That was on his Wikipedia. And it also stated here, in his early life, he was... Just give me a second here.
1 second. 2.
All right, never mind.
No, but like that, the whole stomach-crawling garbage thing, that's probably the lesser of insults that he received on the Wikipedia edit. But and he's been around for a while, though, right?
Yeah. He moved to L.A., I don't know, 15, 20 years ago.
Okay, like a lot of them.
It says here he was an NCAA golfer, and according to him, he is the worst athlete in NCAA history.
Well, I guess if you can't be first at being first, you might as well be first at being last.
Right. Okay, I found it. So early life.
Yeah.
Shafir's father and grandmother were Holocaust survivors. And the edit here says, this makes him untouchable. Oy vey, donate to Israel, you anti-Semite.
That sounds like an edit he probably did.
No doubt. So yeah, like I said, I don't condone those types of jokes. I think it's gross. But at the same time, they're just a bunch of words, and there are countless other people out there saying the exact same thing. The only reason they're mad at him is because he's famous, and I understand that. So, in the court of public opinion, decide by either continuing to support him or not. And if you weren't already, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, well, fair enough. You all right over there?
Oh, yeah. Just finding the next thing here.
All right.
My phone's freezing. Too many Wikipedia edits.
Well, there's been a ton of sports news lately. Antonio Brown's back in the news again. And this time for, I guess, beating the shit out of like a moving truck driver.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. The video?
Yeah,
He's just
man.
losing his shit.
Yeah, and like this is after a string of being accused of like 2 sexual assaults, or at least walking around naked around people.
Well, that's why he was cut from one of those teams, the Raiders, right? Was the sexual assault allegations?
No, that was the Patriots. Like he got cut from the Raiders just for being an asshole. He got like in the GM's face, started yelling at him on the practice field in front of the entire team. And what's funny is Vontaze Burfict, the guy who gave him probably the worst concussion he's ever had, is the one who actually came and pulled him off and pulled him away. It's like, hey man, you don't want to be doing any stupid shit. Like, this dude has made a career of doing stupid shit on the field, and he's a voice of reason. That's how bad Antonio Brown is. Like,
but he's supposedly one of the best receivers out there.
No, yeah, like even now, he's like 31, 32 years old, hasn't played since whatever it was, September, October. He could go out on the field. I guarantee you, if either the 49ers or the Chiefs had him for the Super Bowl this Sunday, even without having played for months on end, he would be a difference maker for whichever team. He would win that team a Super Bowl. He is that good.
Just one player could do that. And that's how good he is, yet people don't want to touch him. It's like Colin Kaepernick, except I'm willing to bet that despite sexual assault allegations, Antonio Brown is going to play in the NFL before Colin will.
I wouldn't put
You want to do $5?
Yeah.
All right, I bet you $5 Antonio Brown will play before Colin Kaepernick.
All right, let's shake on it.
All right, yeah, middle fingers up.
Yeah.
All right, this is just like the impeachment bet that we made. And who won the $5?
You did.
Yeah, because I knew that motherfucker was going down.
Yeah, well,
He's going further and further down, especially now with this Bolton bombshell.
The Bolton bombshell. Yeah, it's a secondhand story that was leaked, so it's secondhand bullshit at this point. So supposedly, either somebody in the National Security Council or John Bolton's camp supposedly leaked a story to the New York Times saying that John Bolton had firsthand knowledge of quid pro quo with President Trump. And the NSC, they're denying it. Bolton's camp is denying it. And, of course, the New York Times, they haven't been the most reliable of reporting outlets lately. So, and they're just like, oh, well, we have a source. Okay, well, what's your source? So it's an allegation heard secondhand. It's just more bullshit. Like, Trump's impeached, yeah, but he's not going to leave office. Well, I mean, he'll leave office in January of 2025, but he's not going to get kicked out of office because of the impeachment trial.
Wow, so much wrong there. Okay, let's go back to Bolton. So, yes. According to him, whether the leaks are true or not, if he has information about the quid pro quo, however it went, that motherfucker should testify. So, and he's willing to do it regardless. He's the national security advisor. He should be testifying in the first place. If he's got it, if he knows about it, they should put him on the stand. So why won't they? What have they got to hide? That's Trump's defense right now, is just bury the evidence. Let's see if we can get off on a technicality, and we'll just keep this reign of terror going.
Well, the Democrats had their opportunity. Not only did they subpoena him, but he said, well, I'm, right now, like, president's invoking executive privilege, with the information in regards to the phone call and all that. And the Democrats chose not to compel his testimony. They could have.
Well, they subpoenaed him, and he
well, they subpoenaed him. He's claiming that, well, I'm letting the whole court thing play out with Trump and his executive privilege,
AKA and he's ignoring that,
but
defying that subpoena.
The subpoena, yeah, but we already talked about that before too, and so now the Democrats, they still had the opportunity to compel his testimony. It's like, look, if you do not come and testify, you're going to be arrested. You're going to be in contempt.
Right.
So, and the Democrats didn't do it when they had the chance in the House, which is where they're supposed to make and build their case. Now that it's in the Senate in the trial phase, now they're wanting to go back and say, oh, well, we need more witnesses, we need more testimony. So you had the opportunity for that in the House.
These are two separate stages of the impeachment process. So they already got the impeachment. They don't need any more testimonies to get that. What they need right now is testimony to convict him or exonerate him. And that's what they should be doing. If Trump was innocent, he would have people that have firsthand knowledge, that know exactly what he's talking about, that would go up and say, he's innocent. This is all garbage. This is a hoax. Instead, they're just tweeting it out, but none of them are willing to say it under oath, under penalty of perjury. They're all just, it's hilarious. What it is. When Trump called it kangaroo court, he's exactly right, but it's in his favor. He's the one turning it into kangaroo court.
So is he like forcibly stopping every single person from testifying?
It's a collective gang mentality, and yeah, kind of.
So
if somebody goes and testifies against him, and he's found and he's still exonerated, which could very well happen, because this isn't a court. This isn't a jury of the citizens. This is his own squad. The jury is made up of people being like, I know that guy. That's my boy. I'm not going to convict him before the fucking trial even starts.
Yeah, but John Bolton got fired by Trump. Like, he has every reason in the world to have testified against him, because even in the House inquiries, when they were trying to get witnesses and evidence, he had already been fired at that point. So he had every reason to want to testify, but he still didn't fucking do it. Now,
he defied his subpoena.
Right, but here's
but he already said at that point that he was willing to testify in the actual Senate hearing.
Yeah, well, we're way past that. The whole point of the House was to actually build the case with the evidence. The evidence was supposed to be presented there. Think of it like as pre-trial, where all the evidence is submitted, all the witnesses testify and all that. Now the Senate is the actual trial. The only way that someone would be allowed to testify in an actual trial is if, like, they came, at a later date, like nobody knew about them.
Wrong. Incorrect.
Yeah.
That is not true. You could have witnesses testify at any stage of the trial, whether they were there for the inquiry or not. or pretrial, as you call it, whatever you want to call it, they can have any witness come in at any time. And whether here's what I don't understand is who's stopping John Bolton.
Nobody.
So John Bolton very well could. So my question I'm asking you, can the Democrats ask him to come and testify, and he says, sure, bros, and he comes and does it, and that's that? Or what?
No, there's going to be a vote at the end of the week. So once they get through the trial, get to Friday, then there's going to be a vote on whether or not to allow more witnesses or not.
And see, that's the bullshitty part.
I guess, but the problem is you don't have John Bolton himself making the claim. It's a second-hand report.
Yeah, but it's out there. Now that it's out there, and Mitt Romney...
Yeah, but it's still rumor. Like, I could say anything about, like, I say Dave Weasel killed somebody, all right? Are you automatically going to get arrested because I said that you killed somebody? No.
Have you not been watching these true crime documentaries?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, that's how this shit goes down. That's a whole separate other thing. We'll talk about that later if we got time. We'll just have to make a mental note, justice system. But anyways,
I wouldn't trust our mental notes, but all right.
Sticking with this.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney said that he's hoping more Republican senators come on board with allowing more witnesses.
Right, and that's emotional response because he hates Trump. Trump shit
It's
all
not
over
an emotional response. It's in the name of the law. It's in the name of justice. Witnesses would either burn or exonerate Trump one way or the other, and this is what the case is based on. And what they're trying to do is bury that and hide it and keep everything. And the fact that all of the jury members are Republican senators, like the majority, they hold a majority, so they're the ones they're counting on that. That's their ultimate strategy. Is the jury is made up of a bunch of our bros. And he's not going to let another bro go to jail because then it's party over country. We'll remain in power for another year.
It's still party over country in the first place. Like every single Democrat except two voted to actually go with the articles of impeachment. To actually have the impeachment inquiry and then like the articles of impeachment.
So you think that the Democrats were voting to impeach Trump based on their own party or based on principles, moral and legal principles?
What are the odds that you're going to have 223 people or whatever it was, all with the same exact mindset that just happened to belong to the same exact party that are going to vote for it?
I get what you're saying.
With the same thing with the Republicans. What are the odds you're going to have 198 people who just happen to all belong to the same party that say, "Oh no, he didn't do this"?
But the difference here is that the Republicans are saying the evidence is there, but we don't care.
No, what they're saying is...
That's a chant.
What they're saying is the evidence was already presented in the House. Like, that was the whole point of the inquiries in the House, was to present evidence to see whether or not the claim held any water in the first place. So when you get to the trial, yes, you can have extra witnesses if need be, but the problem is there hasn't been any new evidence introduced. And the only two people that were on the entire phone call that can confirm what was said or wasn't said have already said nothing happened. Trump said no. Zelensky said no.
Okay, let's hear it under oath. And of course, Zelensky's going to say no. But regardless, we're spending a little too much time on this, so we're just going to move on. We'll talk about this more as shit happens. We'll see what the people say. If you guys are sick of us talking about politics, please feel free to let us know, and then we'll talk about it more, because fuck you.
Yeah.
So Joe Rogan, speaking of Democrats, all right? So we'll keep talking about politics. But we'll shift the narrative here because it's boring. It's boring for most people. If we're not making it funny, we shouldn't be fucking talking about it in this great detail. But regardless, let us know and we'll block you if you have a problem with it. But Joe Rogan recently said, all he did in an interview, not even on his own show, he muttered the words, I think I might vote for, Bernie Sanders. Yeah. And everyone lost their shit. So...
Well, not at Joe Rogan. They were mad at Bernie for not disavowing the endorsement. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, what has Joe Rogan done that is so horrendous that you wouldn't want somebody with that much reach, especially with a listener base that probably has been disenfranchised from voting their whole lives because they're like, fuck, I'm just going to get pile of shit A or pile of shit B to vote from. So now you have Joe Rogan saying he's actually inspired to vote for somebody based on their character, the qualities they possess.
Okay, but going back to that, it's not just people shitting on Bernie. There's people rejecting his endorsement altogether because he has made some, for lack of a better word, tasteless jokes.
Yeah,
a little bit of racial jokes, a little like some really shitty jokes. We'll say. But like I already said, they're just fucking jokes, and I'm not condoning it.
No, but he did it within the confines of comedy. Like at the comedy store.
Yes.
He doesn't walk out
or
to
on
Hollywood.
Twitter.
Right. He didn't walk out to Hollywood Boulevard and said, and start
set
making
up a
racist
platform,
jokes. Right. Yeah.
and being like, vote for me based on these racist policies. Which that's my whole point of being a bleeding heart leftist is I look at it from a public policy standpoint. I don't think that policing conversation, policing thoughts, policing the certain phrasing of things is going to do anybody any good. Don't get me wrong. If things were good politically and socially, I would be like that because I need something to complain about. But for right now, as a liberal comedian, I don't give a fuck about someone making a joke. I give a fuck about laws being made based around religious rules or based around oppressing somebody else. That's where my focus is. As a libtard, as you say, that's where my focus is. So with Joe Rogan saying that he's voting for Bernie, for other people to say, no, we don't want Joe Rogan on here because he was mean. You're a fucking idiot. As you said on Twitter, you're just pushing people towards Trump, and that's exactly what it is.
I've been saying that about everything. Yeah, Russiagate, the impeachment trial, this.
Okay, politically there are things, but we're talking about the social aspect right now, and this is a social thing of Joe Rogan, a very prominent figure, and people are saying, well, how come he's so prominent? What's the big deal about Joe Rogan? You don't. As you pointed out, he is a person that, yes, he interviews a wide variety of people and he lets them talk. He listens to them and he asks questions, and it comes from whether it's Bernie Sanders or Jordan Peterson or anybody.
Yeah, well, God forbid, freedom of the speech still exists in 2020.
Right, and I would have controversial figures on our podcast, no problem. Just to have a normal discussion. Joe Walsh, the politician, shout out to him. A couple years ago, we were in a pretty hilarious flame war, and I said some nasty shit that was also hilarious about him. And we got to talking, and you find out that he's had a long track record of being a Republican piece of shit, but extreme hard right Tea Party crazy lunatic, but he's very anti-corruption. He's come around. Regardless, I would have him on the podcast, no problem. And he's actually already agreed to do it. And people are going to shit on me for that. Well, how can you have him on there?
Yeah, man.
It's like if you're going to cut people off and silence them, as you said, you're going to create that resentment that the other side is going to nail you with. And so by saying we don't want Joe Rogan's endorsement, or it's not even an endorsement, it's him saying who he's voting for. You're pushing people towards Trump, because it could go either way. Joe Rogan's audience, they're not a bunch of bleeding heart libtards. These are dudes who somebody tweeted this. I don't remember the exact phrasing, so pardon me. But to paraphrase, he said that he spent a lot of time in the gym, in the MMA gyms, and Joe Rogan is a big influence on these guys, and he's the one kind of pulling them away from being on the right. And that's the weird thing about it, is you'll find that you on the right, me on the left, have more in common than we do that we would normally fight about.
Well, right, because the standard of where left is in this country is severely shifted in one direction. So people that would be considered on the left before are now on the right.
Right.
And they haven't changed.
Correct.
Yeah. They haven't changed a single position in their entire life. But that's where we're at now. Everybody, has an opinion on everything from, my God, politics to, issues with transgender people. Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other can of worms. Because with transgender people, there's two sides to that. There's the legal side, which is where you can and can't take a dump, and then there's the social side, and the social side is what's ruining it. I don't know, but we'll touch up on that later, I guess. But back to Rogan, if you're gonna push him away, you may as well you're casting votes for Trump. That's what I'm saying. And by the way, I met Joe Rogan very briefly. I was on a show with him, but he looked up from his phone long enough to shake my hand and say, "Oh yeah, okay, I know. Nice to meet you." And he went up and fucking slayed. Yeah. And then I had to go up right after him. But not the best time to hit the stage. No. Right after Joe fucking Rogan. And here's the thing: when Joe went up, he was saying fuck Hillary and fuck Trump. And this is way after Trump was elected, and he's exactly right. Yeah. And that's a representation of how people feel. Whether you're we learned that in the 2016 election, people are ready for someone outside the box.
Yeah.
Who are the biggest contenders? It was Trump and
Bernie.
Right. And they were the ones filling up the stadiums, and they were the least establishment type people out there. If you had Ted Cruz running against Hillary Clinton, then it's no different who you vote for. Everybody was ready for someone.
Yeah, they're praying for nuclear war at that point. It's like, all right, we're done. We're tired of this shit. You know,
right.
Doing the same shit every 4 years.
And the DNC is doing exactly what they did last time.
Yeah.
They're trying to push Bernie out.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you dumb?
Well, apparently,
you want the most establishment person in there again? Don't you remember what happened last time? Why not let the fucking people decide this?
Well, right. That's the thing. If you look at the last few candidates that the Democrats have run outside of Obama, you had Hillary Clinton, John Kerry, and Al Gore. That's how you're going to win over the hearts and minds of Americans. Like the uninspired retread. Like Hillary Clinton is a partially eaten, like frozen burrito dinner, and it's been reheated like 3 or 4 times, and they serve it up. It's like, oh, here it's gourmet, you know.
Yeah, Hillary needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like she's not doing anybody any good right now.
No,
by like you're slamming the leading candidates. Why are you creating division within your own party?
Because it's fucking ego. It's about her, and it always has been. Like she doesn't give a shit about party. Otherwise, she would be backing everybody.
Right. It's not even party over country for her. It's Hillary over party over country.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't until there was backlash over comments like, oh, you know, nobody likes Bernie. And then there was backlash, and she's like, I'll support whoever. So, but.
Yeah, I got you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. All right, we're back from our break. We like to smoke cigarettes in Beverly Hills where all the construction is going on and all the rich people are like, oh, gross, smoking dumpster pigs from the valley are in here.
I like to get drunk and jump in the pool naked.
Right, we were just outside, and one of the production managers, Calvin, he's out there minding his own goddamn business, and we're telling him, hey, he's just going to jump in the pool naked real quick. And he's like, please don't. That's a no-go for me. He's like, I have eyesight. I don't want to do this. Yeah, we got a whole room full of people in here. We got Stu, the engineer. We got Justin, the spy. And we got Calvin to see what the hell the naked guy is talking about. So, yeah, we got a full house in here. So, recently, we had asked you guys, the internet, which is always a big mistake, stories about getting dumped. We announced, what's the worst way/reason you've been dumped? Losers will have their stories read on the next episode. Winners will be blocked. So, here we go.
All
so,
right.
She karate chops me in the balls, and I say, what the... Okay. That was a stupid one. One time, I was jerking... Okay. We argued all the time, and suddenly things got better. And then he sat down next to me, and he didn't want to be together. Jesus Christ, people. Like,
God, that sounds like
why would you reply with that? You're blocked.
Yeah,
You're blocked,
that's someone who
Gina.
has a live, laugh, love sign above her headboard.
No shit.
Yeah.
One time in grade 7, boring.
Yeah.
I was so drunk. Oh, this one's good. It's a story. Anything that starts off with I was so drunk. I was so drunk when he did it that the birth control at my mom's place thought it was a dream and text. Oh, she's from Australia. She's not going to make any sense. My wife of 12 years left me for a cool guy she met at the club, being sure to let me know she hadn't ever loved me like that to begin with. Fun stuff. You're blocked. All right. Pre-mobile phones. I met a beautiful girl in a nightclub. Took her back to my place. I dropped her back at her place in the morning and went to bed. I realized the next day I had no idea where she lived. I saw her at the bank a few weeks later, but she wouldn't have a bar of it. So that's awkward.
Yeah.
So you meet someone that you actually like, and you have sex, and then you're like, hey, I finally found you. Here we are again. Let's have sex some more. And then they're like, I'm not having a bar of that. Whatever the fuck that means. He's probably British or something, so we got to block him.
Yeah.
I took my wife out of town, and she stayed a couple days in Atlanta, so you know shit's going south.
Literally.
Oh, there's your Brandon joke, everyone.
At least once an episode.
She kept getting me to go get food or run on errands. I went to the front desk and had a bill with over $100 where she was talking to another man. Needless to say, you're blocked. Jesus Christ. I thought these were good.
They sound like fucking Dear Abby letters.
Oh, here we go. I got dumped when I was 16 because I didn't want to show my boyfriend my pussy, even though he assured me he had seen heaps before, so it wasn't a big deal. He's in jail now. All right, Emily, you win.
Yeah, well,
and you're blocked.
How old was a boyfriend? 24?
Yeah, that's always how it goes.
Yeah, with a fox hat, drinking Monster, and his jacked up 1988 Jeep Cherokee.
And he's in a band.
Yeah.
He's got like shitty tattoos. Not me though, but he's this other guy.
Yeah, that's totally not you at all.
Well, so when I was 21 and in a band, I had an 18-year-old girlfriend, and her parents looked at it that way.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Hey man, 18. That's cross.
That's the girl that dumped me.
Line.
Dude, that's the girl that dumped me after Dick Rivers' stupid show where he wouldn't pay me and I flipped out and made that big deal. And he said I took a shit on his stage. That night, my girlfriend of 5 years dumped me.
I swear to God, you've had at least half a dozen stories just out of that one night, like this 2-3 hour time span. There's been multiple horrendous stories in your life.
Yeah, well, I guess going to the bathroom in public's my thing. Because remember, there was that story about how the Uber driver accused me of pissing in his car, which is ridiculous. Because again, not just to reiterate, the pee stream that he clearly created with a bottle of water started at the top of the seat.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the hand movements like people could see it, but at the top of the seat there was a little tiny stream of water, and he's like, "This guy pissed in my car," and I had to pay $80. And I said, "Uber, what the hell?" And they're like, "Yeah, you peed in his car. Look at this. It's at the top of the seat." I'm like, I didn't pull my pants down, position my wiener at the top of the seat while he was driving, and let out 20 millimeters of urine and just be like, "Tie it off. We're good, boys. Deal with it, motherfucker." And so, yeah, Uber agreed with me on that, and they not only refunded me, they gave me a $100 credit. Shout out to Uber, but also fuck you because Lyft is cheaper.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, whatever. I'm passionate.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than getting accused of whipping your dick out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It's never happened to me. I've never done that. I'm not a public nudist.
Yeah.
I mean, not like you, scaring the shit out of poor Calvin. He's in there. He didn't even actually see anything. Dude, you got one of those great white naked asses, though. Once it's like, once people see it, that's it. It's over.
Well,
it's like staring into the sun.
When the sun hits it, you go blind.
I've seen your naked ass. In fact,
multiple times.
I shined a light on it to passengers of an Amtrak. Do you remember that? Canada Day. We're celebrating Canada Day in Northridge. We found a little tiny spot that somehow nobody was on it, which in Los Angeles, it was like, 8 square feet? And it was right by the railroad tracks, and we're drinking Canadian beer, and train is rolling by. Brandon's like, "Shine the light on my ass. I'm going to show them my ass." And so I did, and I saw all the people looking and then looking away.
God, it makes me wonder if that's why I got dumped.
What's your getting dumped story? You never got dumped.
Bullshit.
You've never had a girlfriend.
No. No. So I went out with this chick, and ultimately, long story short, I ended up with the tires on my hearse getting cut while I was fucking the chick who worked at the mortuary.
Hang on. Can you just shorten that last bit and say that last sentence one more time? That's just something that's never been uttered in the history of humanity.
What the chick that I met at the mortuary and I got the tires on my hearse cut?
So the tires on your hearse?
My hearse, yeah.
Was cut by a chick, as you say, who worked at the mortuary?
Yeah. So,
All right, continue. This should be a good story.
Yeah, so I met this broad at the mortuary I worked at. She was working.
This lady, you fucking Trump voter. Goose-stepping Trump voter.
Well, she slept with me, so she couldn't have been that much of a lady, you know what I mean? Anyhow, so, yeah, we go on a date, end up back at her place, and it's not necessarily in the greatest part of town, but it's not horrible, right? But this chick, I come to find out, is a complete fucking psycho. I'll get into that in just a couple minutes, but... So we went to the restaurant, had dinner, had a couple drinks. I probably had more than I should have. I'm fat, which, doesn't do the little man any favors. And then I had a little whiskey dick going on top of it. So, we're fucking, I can't get off. And...
Gross.
Don't you stare at me with that face, Dave.
This is disgusting. This is a family show. I can't get up, man. My name's Brandon. I'm from Iowa.
The Manson family, maybe. But anyhow, so, it's like, all right, well, it's a little awkward, but I can't leave, because, like, I fucked her. I can't just get up and, like, oh, I got to go, because then she's going to feel like it was her or something, and then she'll fucking stalk me and kill me at some point. But I did wake up the next morning to leave, and shit seemed cool until I go outside, and the back tires on the fucking hearse that I'm driving... And the reason I had a hearse is because I bought it from the mortuary. They're selling the fucking thing for $2,600. How the fuck could I not buy the hearse? That
Good
thing
point.
is still running to this day. Dirty Harry drives it.
Your dad, Dirty Harry?
Yeah.
It's weird that he's called Dirty Harry and not you.
Well,
I guess you're dirty and hairy.
Yeah, well,
See, there's my Brandon joke.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you for stealing my shtick, the one thing I have.
I'm just surprised that you had a date. Did you pay for this woman?
Well, I paid for dinner, but she had the condoms, which,
Are they from the dollar store? Because if they are, guess what? You are the father.
Well, luckily I didn't get off. Luckily I had whiskey dick, so that's one time I won't complain about having a limp dick because she was fucking nuts.
That's right. Yeah, you did mention that. I was tuning you out because I didn't want to listen to this.
Right. So a week later after this episode, I'm coming home from the gym. I'm horny, like most dudes in their mid-20s are. I figure out what the fuck. I'm just a couple miles away from this broad, so I figure I'll go over to her place. Don't you give me those fucking eyes. Don't you roll your
I'm rolling my eyes every time he says broad.
Gal, dame,
lady. These
Yeah.
are ladies, Brandon. And maybe this is why you can't have sex unless you pay for it.
Well, that's fine with me at this point. Because after about a week, coming from the gym, go to her place, knock on the door at midnight, figure I'm going to get me a little midnight delight. You know what I'm talking about? And so this dude opens up the door and he's the fucking Kyle. He's the fucking fox hat, monster drinking Kyle punching drywall motherfucker. Answers the door and he's looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing here, Grizzly Adams? And I'm like, I just want to say hi to a friend of mine at midnight on a Saturday.
Fucking pussy. You should have been like, I'm here to fuck. With or without you.
That would have been the better answer.
Because he would have been like, with.
Well, hey, I'm not exactly a ladies' man, so any holes in
you
goal.
definitely are not.
Any port in a storm.
It's funny how you are women. You are a woman repellent.
I don't understand with my dashing good looks and my chiseled frame and my flowing.
You're absolutely right. It's just the exact opposite of what you're saying, but the picture has been painted. So how's your dating life right now?
For a while, I was on Tinder and matching up with nothing but free-range baboons.
Stop saying that. That's not funny, man.
Well, fucking Tinder needs to put that as an option for gender or whatever. I don't care. But I'll tell you one.
Gender, whatever. You can select
Gender.
I'm a man looking for a woman.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I do click on man looking for a woman, but sometimes it turns out that I'm matching up with other dudes. And I had to go back and make sure I was clicking on the right thing. And turns out I was. It's just the problem is that these individuals were putting female when it turns out they still had the wedding tackle intact.
Oh, transgender people.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough area. Because what do you put? Like if you're a transgender person you want to date, and you go for it. Go on there and. Yeah. Now my question is, are they representing? So. It's a man who transitioned into a woman,
or is in the process somewhere in between. But yeah, they identify as a woman at this point.
Quote unquote wedding tackle.
Yes,
and they're matching with you because you swipe right on everybody. That's your strategy. I saw it with 2 thumbs, just everybody until it runs out.
But yeah, you got to increase your odds somehow, or at least I do.
And then some of them are transgender people.
Yeah, and I don't.
But so how do you know that? Does it say? Like Erica 31 trans, or does it say it somewhere else?
Sometimes yes, sometimes they're straight up.
Or do you figure it out later?
Well, that's the thing. There's a wide variety of time frames where you find this shit out. Sometimes they're up front with it on the app. They're to let you know I'm either pre-op or currently transitioned.
All right, yeah, that's cool.
And they're honest with it. But yeah, sometimes you go out with them and then it's not till you're on the date they actually find out that
oh, Jesus.
just so you. Yeah, man.
And you can't do that. And then things are getting hot and heavy and you reach down and oh.
Well, yeah, and how defeating do you think it is for me that I reach down and hold on to a bigger dick than my own?
Defeating
it's a double
for you,
whammy.
That's dangerous for the other person.
Yeah.
If you're a transgender person,
well, I'm not going to beat the shit out of them, but
not you, but in general, if you're doing that, if you're presenting yourself as a lady, and you've got the pee of a man, and someone discovers that when they're not expecting it. You're putting yourself in a very compromising position.
Yeah, and to me, I'm not discriminating.
That's dangerous.
Yeah,
it's not discriminating.
It's just
why would you do that?
Right. To me, it's tantamount to the chicks that they have 7 or 8 different profile pictures, but they're all from the neck up, and you're oh, you guarantee that this one's 300 pounds.
No, the chin up, because if they have it from the neck up, you'll see the abs. My dick.
All right. Well, no. I'm talking like it's tantamount to the the women that like take nothing but pictures of their face.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's like, oh, guarantee you're 300 pounds, and then you find out it's like, yep, I knew I was right. But that's the thing. It's a line that I have the problem with. Like, I don't have a problem with transgender people, male to female, whatever it is. But if I specifically put, man to woman, I'm looking to date women. It's nothing, I'm not going to find.
No, I get you. That's not
right.
Discriminating against transgender people to say I don't want to date transgender people.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm in the same boat. Like, I fully support transgender people. They want to take a dump in the stall next to me. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
They want to be. If somebody says I want to be referred to as she, sure.
Yeah,
awesome, cool, good for you. Even or none,
whatever.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
None of that bothers. It takes no effort to be tolerant. That's the whole concept of tolerance. Is okay. That's fine by me.
Right.
All you have to do is not give a shit. But when it comes to dating them, it's a little bit different. And you are called again as somebody on the left. I have to distinguish myself as I'm on the progressive left, and there is a such thing as the regressive left. I know we talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
But the regressive left will tell you if you don't, I've seen it before where it's a very small group of these people will say, if you don't want to date a transgender person, then you are transphobic. One person said, well, just because someone was a man and it's like saying, well, someone used to be a baby too, and they're not a baby. Are you saying that they're a pedophile? It's like, what the hell? That's a false equivalency. If you're going to dictate someone else's sexuality, you're no different than the people that told the gays back in the 60s, 70s when they were fighting for their rights in court that they should be straight. By telling someone you have to date transgender people or you're transphobic. You're dictating someone else's sexuality.
Yeah.
That's regressive.
Yeah, behavior and yeah, you're going to categorize somebody as a piece of shit if they don't align with your personal ideology. But look, man, if I'm going to the food truck and I order a fish taco and I get a hot dog, I'm not going to be happy. What?
What a perfect analogy, you piece of shit.
Yeah. I should have been a philosopher.
All right, so we got a hypothetical question.
Oh, goody.
It just came in.
Okay, what is it?
This is from Noodles, guitarist of The Offspring.
Yes.
He wants to know, you guys are adrift in a lifeboat. And I'm just reading this now. I don't know what the fuck it's going to say.
Okay.
Lost in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with Donald Trump, Kim Kardashian, and Lil Nas X. How do you survive? And in what ways do your fellow castaways help?
Well, so can I go with the cannibalism card again?
Always with the cannibalism. Right to the cannibalism. Okay. Who are you going to cannibalize first?
Well, Kim Kardashian. Because
why would you do that? You're not eating meat. You're eating silicone and well, I guess there's some dolphin meat in there. Maybe I don't know what the hell these implants are made of.
Yeah. All right. So Lil Nas X, Kim Kardashian. Who was the other one?
Donald Trump.
Oh, Donald Trump. Yeah. Well, Donald Trump's obviously going to be the leader for obvious reasons.
Oh God. Okay. So on your boat, because we're in these are two separate situations. I guess we're both in this boat. So according to you, Donald Trump is the leader because that's who you voted for. As everybody knows, you're always saluting with your arms straight up and goosed up and down Hollywood Boulevard. Gross. So Donald Trump is the leader, and what's Kim Kardashian doing? Is she going to law school?
No. She's our food supply for the time being.
Okay, no, just cannibalize. And Lil Nas X, you don't eat. Why not? What are you homophobic?
No. He's going to be entertainment for us.
Wait, is Lil Nas X gay, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, he's gay, but he's a rapper. All
right.
But he's got talent, whereas Kim Kardashian really offers nothing.
Okay, I got what you're saying. If we're gonna eat somebody, it may as well be Kim Kardashian. But I feel like she's like the GMO of the group. She's the McDonald's. She's the processed food. That's all she is. She's pure synthetic. What are you gonna do? It's like when you have dinner with a model and all she wants to do is eat lipstick. What substance are you gonna get out of Kim Kardashian? Mind you, what's the point of keeping her alive? I get that.
Yeah, if nothing else, we'll just kill her if we can't get anything out of her. Then at least Kim Kardashian's dead.
Okay, so that's the Republican approach. Obviously, immediately cannibalism.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your solution here? So you got the same people. We got Donald Trump. We got Kim Kardashian, Lil Nas X. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Well, first of all, I would try to present myself to Donald Trump as someone he wants to keep alive. Because like you said, he's going to be in charge.
Yeah, like no matter what. Like he is.
He's going to be in charge because you support him. Kim Kardashian has already had discussions with him. Yeah. No one's going to listen to me and Nas X like, hey, guys, like he puts kids in cages. They're like, whatever, we're in the middle of the ocean. So I think I would try to take Kim Kardashian's place as the person he's most interested in, because then I could be the VP of the boat.
You're going to be Mike Pence?
Yeah, I'm going to be Mike Pence. So I'm going to be like, if anybody here is pregnant, you better deliver that to term here on the boat.
You heard it here first from Mike Weasel over there.
Right. Well, again, we're out in the middle of nowhere. There are no laws.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would do. I would also I would stage a pregnancy, I think. And I would convince Donald that he did it, and he would be like, well, according to science, oh wait a minute, that doesn't exist. I guess a man can get pregnant. You know?
Shit. All right.
Lil Nas X, I would he's known for that country road song.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, him and Billy
I
Ray
would just say we're cool as long as you don't sing it. Because I've heard it 1,000 times. That's all.
Fair. Well, same here. Yeah, against my will, multiple times.
So Trump would be the president, according to you. I would be VP because I slept my way to the top. Kim would be eaten. Lil Nas X would be what would his role be?
He's there. He can sing. I don't care.
He's entertainment.
He can do his own thing. Like I don't give a shit.
Well, that's racist.
What? He can be his own man. That he doesn't need. He doesn't need Whitey to tell him what to do.
Yeah. Well, that's
sorry for being progressive, Dave.
Excellent question. Thank you, Noodles. We're trying to get him on the podcast. He doesn't want to come on until the new Offspring album comes out, and I'm trying to tell him this isn't where you go to promote shit. This is where you come to riff and bullshit.
Wait, we get free copies of the new album, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Well, he doesn't know it yet, but we're going to take it from him.
All right.
So I want him to come to... A running joke with him is that he's running for president. And it's Noodles 2020. And I'm like, no, you got to change your campaign to Send Nudes 2020. And also make me the vice president. What's my credentials? My name's already Weasel. Yeah. I'm born for politics, man. And... Nudes, come on the show, Nudes. We're just gonna talk shit, and you hear this garbage. Come on. We can even go canvassing in Beverly Hills and preach the democratic socialist view to these richest people in the fucking country.
Yeah, give me your money, asshole.
All right, so moving on, we got. So just to go back a little bit to Kobe. Sorry about this, but.
Yeah.
I Googled something, right? I Googled...
congratulations.
I figured it out. Okay, it's not me making fun of mentally challenged people. Because I sound like a deaf person.
So in the last 5 minutes, I've sounded more progressive than you are.
Right, I'm making fun of... Well, whatever. Deaf people aren't going to hear this anyway. Fuck, dude. You bring it out me, man. You bring it out me. I'm hanging out with a Republican too long.
That's the problem with the Democrats. Oh, my shitty behavior, but only because, the Republican over there.
Dude, I used to hang out with a bunch of deaf girls. It was hilarious. They trashed the shit out of a hotel room of these dudes that were hitting on them.
Yeah.
Man, that was fun.
So what happened to piss them off?
I think we fuck. Yeah, again with the weird sentences. So this band was in town. I'm not going to say who, but it's a very big band, and it's not Black Sabbath, because Black Sabbath came to Winnipeg and their road crew came to Aussie's and partied with the comedians. We had a good time. That was in the newspaper. It wasn't them. It was a different band. They came and they partied whatever, and they partying with the deaf girls, and we went into their hotel room, and one of the deaf girls was hit on very aggressively by a member of this road crew. It had nothing to do with the band. It was just the road crew. And so she came out and told us, she was like, dude, fuck. So she signed to the rest of the girls. I had no idea what's going on. And she signed to them, let's go, let's trash the shit. And they start trashing. I don't have no idea what's going on. So I'm trashing shit too. And, opening up all the Toblerone bars in the mini bar and just wrecking the room. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, one of them tried to coerce her into having sex with him. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Glad I did it for that reason and not anything else. So anyways, going back to Kobe. So like I said, I Googled when did Kobe die? Because I wanted to know exactly when it happened.
Yeah.
And I got the Google result said that he died by assassination. So I took a screenshot of it and I posted it on Twitter and I circled assassination. I'm like, who's fucking around at Google? And I got a slew of replies being like, Dave, that's not fucking cool. I'm like, guys, I'm on your side. Like, I wouldn't make these tasteless jokes. This is actually what it says. And I got blocked. Like, all of a sudden I posted that, boom, like 300 followers unfollowed me. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I replied to my own tweet. I'm like, before you say something stupid, why don't you Google it for yourself and see? And someone from Google, verified account, not one of the loser accounts like you have, he replied to it saying, we know about this. We're on top of it. We're fixing it right now. It's our algorithms. We didn't maliciously do this. And then they fixed it. The problem is everybody sort of dogpiled on me for it. And that kind of pissed me off because I had nothing to do with it. And I wasn't making a joke. And what a dumb joke that would even be. Oh, look, it says he died by assassination.
Yeah.
It fucking said that.
Yeah, who would have guessed that your Twitter feed would be full of regressive lefties getting their panties in a wad over fucking nothing?
They're all right. They're all right. Some of them.
Yeah, actually.
Most of them are cool. Most of them are
the
cool.
ones haven't blocked you yet.
Most of them are cool. You know why I like them?
No.
Because of their ideologies, their beliefs, and they bought the shit out of my album.
That's what more reason do you need?
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out, how it was weird how the Google results said that, and then I got in shit for pointing it out. It's like, no, fuck you guys.
Maybe Alex Jones got a hold of the Wikipedia page. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They said that it comes from Wikipedia. So someone edited Wikipedia, and then it showed up that way. But at the same time, we read out all of Ari Schaefer's Wikipedia edits.
Right, yeah.
Imagine it said that. It's like, Ari Schaefer, profession, human pile of stomach garbage. All right, I'm trying to pull this up. So what else we got? We ready to cap this off?
We are ready to cap this off with Canada, California, or Florida Man. Are you ready to play Dirty Dave?
All right, let's do it. So wait, explain the rules to the new listeners.
All right, so it's quite simple game. I'm going to read off 3 different stories, and dirty regressive left Dave over here is going to guess whether the person's from Florida, Canada, or California.
And I'm from Canada.
Right, yeah. Can be a man or woman. We don't care. We're all about equality on the show, obviously, from listening to today. So are you ready to play, Dave, with first story?
All right, hurry up.
Okay, so story number 1. Here's a headline. Florida man... Oh, God.
Let me guess. Florida.
God, I'm drunk. I'm sorry.
What a fucking idiot. Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Yeah. You fucked me up, Dave.
How can you be demoted from assistant? Oh, you could be intern.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Ooh, lower than left. Do we have interns at this company? I have people. I got people messaging me all the time. Do you guys offer internships at the Valley Boys? I'm like, you want to come to Reseda and like listen to planes flying over? We should get some interns in here.
All right. So
we need some chicken nuggets.
God, well, you keep shoveling fucking booze in my goddamn glass, dirty fucking Canuck.
All right. So Canada man does what?
Okay. Hold on, Dave. You're not going to get away that easy. So next story that I haven't fucked up yet. So person tased after slinging genitals profanities at deputies. Neighbors were woken by the person screaming at the top of their lungs in their underwear. A person was tased and arrested after cursing at deputies while stark naked. Charlotte County deputies received several calls and online tips on Saturday about a person screaming at the top of their lungs in their underwear, waking the neighbors. They found the person, 32, standing in the driveway, screaming profanities as they approached. So,
okay, here's my initial thought: are you sure it's not Iowa man and it's you? Or you're just reciting your resume?
There's probably a chance that this may have happened at some point, either in Iowa or somewhere else.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I know it's Florida man. Do you know how I know?
Okay.
Because you're an idiot, and you said Charlotte County, so while you were talking, I Googled Charlotte County, and the first result is Charlotte County, Florida.
But it's not the only Charlotte County.
Okay, so I'm going with Florida, man.
Okay.
What is it?
Well, I'll tell you, we got one more story left.
No. We were doing it when jeez, you keep changing the rules.
Well, no, because it's Canada,
Dumb fucking
California,
game.
and Florida. Well, I'm not going to dispute you on that. All right, so no, we got one story left though. So, and the last story is okay. So we have a person who was. Let's see here. How am I going to phrase this? Basically, they were arrested for shining a laser at airplanes that were coming into a local airport, and they got arrested for almost like crashing a fucking plane and injuring the pilot. And they did this with like multiple planes.
They injured the pilot with a laser, like one of them laser pointers for cats.
Yeah, well, I think it's a little more prominent than that. I think it was a stronger laser, but anyhow, they were pointing it like right at the fucking airplanes. Turn your fucking phone off, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm just trying to cheat a little.
Like that's the thing. Even if I don't give you like county names or anything like that. You know,
I was just trying to cheat. All right, we're gonna go with Canada, man.
Okay. No.
So wait, Florida, Canada.
No.
Hang on. Do we got any guesses from anybody else in the room? Especially that last one, because he gave away the other one because he's so dumb.
Yeah.
But the last one was Canada, the laser man?
I think they're all Florida.
They're all Florida? Still?
Florida. Yeah.
Florida?
No, but Canada.
No, Calvin's right. Every single one of those was Florida.
Calvin doesn't fuck around, man.
Genius.
He's a genius.
Yeah, so this is a new segment, and yes, I am a big dumb ape, so I'm still working out all the fine
What an
details.
idiot.
Well, it doesn't help that you're on your fucking phone cheating over there, you shifty shift.
Okay, well, shifty shift is not shifty shift at all.
Sorry, crazy Dave.
Well, there you go. It's crazy, shitty Dave. You sound like my dad now. All right, so that's episode 7 or whatever the fuck this is. Thanks a lot for listening. As always, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes and Spotify. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. All that dumb donkey garbage. Also, download the Himalaya app. It's the best way to get your podcasts. You can hear us on there. You can hear everything on there. It's sexy. It's smooth. It's a quick little download. Just go ahead and do it. Signing out from Beverly Hills, I'm Dave Weasel. That's Brandon Collins, who sucks so much ass. Peace out.
And I'm going to take a piss on Dave's car seat. Good night.